Hey Factionistas, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are doing Bad Santa, and we're doing it after Christmas because I'm the worst. But I really hope that you guys like this look, and I had so much fun making it. And I was trying to dork around, you know what I'm saying? Cool. Alright, so if you guys have been noticing that my hair is super fleeky throughout this tutorial, and it's pretty freaking healthy for bleaching it 400,000 times. And that's because I've been using this new deep conditioning treatment by Matrix, and I'm going to have it linked down below with more information on where you can get it because it's changing my life. The star of this makeup tutorial is the Makeup Forever Flash Color Sticks, which are the same formulation as the Makeup Forever Flash Palette, but they come individually and in larger quantities. They are thebomb.com. The first thing we want to do is we want to create the lotus flower in the center of the neck. So I'm taking a synthetic makeup brush and I'm taking the peachy pink shade from that flash color stick and I'm creating the first lotus petal right in the center of my neck, which is essentially a teardrop shape, and I'm filling that in. Once you go there, I'm doing a little bit of more half petals on each consecutive side of that center petal, and I'm just sweeping that right in there, okay? And then I'm doing two smaller ones right at the end, so we essentially have 5 petals total that are rounding out as we go. And then I'm doing an inverted petal, oh my god, I keep saying petal underneath the bottom of the lotus flower, and then we're going to create a little bit more later on, but I'm just going to start focusing on the top section first to make it a little bit easier to follow. I'm going in with a magenta shade now, and I'm putting that right at the top of that petal, and then I'm blending it downwards on every single petal itself. You can see in the center one, I'm starting from the very center triangle of that petal, and I'm blending it down, and then when I get to the side sections, I'm going to kind of go from the top. I'm curving it around, as you see right here, and I'm kind of blending it more in a C shape on each opposing side, which is going to add movement overall, that this lotus flower is kind of curving around the neck, and it has depth. Does that make sense? Hope so, because I don't know how else to explain it. Like I said before, these Makeup Forever Flash Color Sticks are cream paints, and I really wanted to use them throughout this entire video because cream paints really blend beautifully within each other, and I really wanted a soft blended look, so that's kind of why I'm doing this. But then, you know, you have to obviously not move very much because you can smear them off until you set them with powder, so always set them with powder. But right now, I'm just blending that magenta into all of those petals. Now I'm going in with white, and I'm going into the smallest areas here, and I'm blending those outwards. I'm doing one focal point of white first, blending it out, and then right now you're going to see me going in with a little bit more, and that's going to add a little bit more of a multi-dimensional highlight, which I think pulls a little bit more photorealism, if that's what you're going for. But to give you guys a closer look, I did pull the camera in just for a second to kind of see this is what we're kind of working with. I did create a little bit extra petals on the back end, what you really don't kind of have to because your chin kind of covers it if you have more than one. Like me, I'm just kidding. Anyway, so I'm going in with black, and I'm doing that right at the tip of each petal, and I'm curving it around the same way that we used with that magenta purpley shade. And that's going to add maximum depth and all that good stuff. I'm going to go in later on with black eyeshadow, or you guys can do however you want, or whatever you guys have, but you want to just add a little bit more depth and movement. So now I'm going in and I'm taking that same peach shade and I'm creating, so from that bottom focal pointed inverted pillar, I just said pillar again, I'm like literally going to jump off a bridge. I'm just creating a little bit more on the side to create, you know, a very, you know, lotusy looking design. I would definitely recommend going off of a photo of an actual lotus flower or a tattoo similar to this. I changed into my Christmas robe because I needed to be working on my neck and chest, but I didn't want to freeze to death. But I'm just shading the bottom section of each petal like I did the top, and I'm just going to add a little bit more depth and all of that good stuff. You can leave them like this. I went in and I outlined it, which I kind of liked / kind of hated, so you guys can really, you know, decide what you wanted to do. My camera, of course, didn't film it because I'm the worst YouTuber of all time. So now I'm going in with a white pencil. We're going to create this angel wing on the opposite side that you see right there. So I'm just going in with a pencil, and I'm creating that kind of top wing section that rests above the feathers. I would definitely recommend looking at tattoos for this, or a picture of an owl, or whatever you may be, but reference photos will definitely help you when creating something kind of outside of your comfort zone, which I've never done angel wings before, so bravo me. So I'm going in with a little bit of a greenish mint color. I mixed it with white. Just to get a little bit more of a unique shade. And I'm just going to apply that to that top section, which is going to be the top of the angel wing. You feel me? I hope so. Bam, bam. So now I'm going in with that mint shade without any white mixed in, and I'm just using a lip brush, and I'm using a brush that has the shape of the feather that I want. So to find a brush that's synthetic that has a rounded edge, and I'm just applying straight lines straight up into that angel top wing section. They don't even have to meet because we're going to add shadow there later on. So you just want to create a bunch of crazy little like mini baby carrot lines, if that makes sense. From there, we're going to take some black face paint. I'm just going to hug it right at the top of the wing, and then once it's applied, I'm using that black cream paint again to just blend out and buff and get a nice seamless edge, and then I'm going in with a little bit more black to deepen it up and doing that again, which is another reason why I'm using cream paints, because they blend very quickly and they blend very nicely. So I'm going in with that same liner again. This is Tardiest Double Take Liner, which is my absolute favorite, and you're just going to black out each individual feather. It's really easy. You want to just curve that line around. It's going to look a little messy, but now we're going to go in and we're going to add some black eyeshadow to kind of enhance all of that and to set the overall bad boy. So now we're just going to go in with another row of those same feathers. So just create some more baby carrots, sweeping up across your neck. You guys can decide how big or small you want this design to be. I wasn't really sure why I'm doing that, or what, like wasn't really sure what I was doing with this design. So it took me like 4 or 5 hours just for the neck, because I kept taking stuff off, I kept putting stuff back on again. And I really didn't go in with this video with a plan at all. So it took me way longer than I was supposed to. And I ended up filming for like 8 hours, and I was real sleepy. So I didn't show you where these two wings meet because I ended up just drawing a heart on top of them. And if I knew I was going to do this originally, I wouldn't have drawn them so low in the first place. And from experience now, I would definitely take a makeup wipe and remove a little bit of that center section, because now I'm layering on like 15 layers of cream paint, and it's getting to be a little bit too much, and they're all kind of blending together. But I'm just creating a traditional heart right in the center to kind of ground the overall tattoo itself. And you want to just fill that in with some red. So since it was overlapping and mixing together, I needed to go in with an eyeshadow. So I picked up one of Becca's blushes, and this is like one of the most pigmented red-orange blushes that I've ever seen. And I'm just applying that to the heart, and I'm setting it. It had that warmth that I was missing. It looked a little bit ashy and a little bit gray tone to heart, if you guys can see on the left side right now. So the eyeshadow really brings that warmth back in, which I was lacking. And then now I'm switching to an eyeshadow, since we just did it with powder, no more cream paint. So I'm using a white eyeshadow to kind of highlight one side of the heart to add a little bit of depth. And then from there, after applying a couple layers of that, I'm going to take a black eyeshadow and I'm going to shade around the heart. If I ever get to it, who's to say? Time will tell. Name that YouTuber. So now I'm going in with black eyeshadow, and I'm circling that around the heart to add a little bit of depth and dimension, and to really have it stand out like a tattoo disease. That's really what we're going for. I wish I could do this again, where I slept a little bit and had a little bit more of like a plan going on, because to me it seems like a little bit messy, which is a hard part of makeup. Sometimes I think of all the things I could have done better, but it turns out in the end, and I was okay with it. And most of this video was just for a good laugh anyway, but I wanted to throw something interesting in there. But so now I'm just taking that same felt tip eyeliner from Tarte, and I'm just outlining that heart all over. So in the true timeline of this, I finished this lotus flower like 4 or 5 hours ago, so it definitely faded. So I'm taking NYX's Primal Face Color in pink, and I'm going to re-enhance all of the lotus, because since it's been sitting there for so long, it started to dull out a little bit. So I needed to add some pigmentation and some color right back in there. And, if I'm just looking down so much, that double chin might just wipe it off. So I needed to really just fix that bad boy up. And then so once I apply all the pink to all the pink parts, I go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette, and I take this deeper pink and I apply it to the contour areas, like where the black used to be. And you want to just hug that right on top just to get some more depth and all of that good stuff going. I wish I did the highlights again, but you live and you learn. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even realize that I didn't shade the top part of the wing on what you're seeing is the right side of my body. I realized it in a second, and I'm like, whoops. So I'm going in with that Tarte liner again. I'm outlining the entire thing. Then I'm adding just a little bit of eyeshadow to it to add a little bit of bend and movement. But then I'm also adding a lot of black shadow where the heart meets the lotus and the wings meet the heart. And I'm adding a lot of black there to kind of blend out. So it looks like the heart is kind of resting on top of it all. You guys can see right here. Of course, my camera wasn't recording because I am the worst YouTuber of all time. I'm taking some more black eyeshadow now on the outside of the lotus where it meets my traditional skin. Even though it's not really a tattoo, it just seemed kind of flat there. And then I needed a little bit of something, so I kind of just threw that in. Oh yeah, I'm drinking wine because I'm like having a stressful filming experience. So I'm going in with Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, which is arguably the best concealer in the entire universe. I'm going in with the shade Fair, and I'm applying that to my cheekbones and my forehead to add a little bit of highlight. I wanted some movement on my face and really get some highlight and contour going. So you guys can see how easy this concealer blends out. I mean, it's honestly my absolute favorite, and I think the entire YouTube community agrees with me, and it's the bomb.com. I'm going with Hula's bronzer by Benefit. I mean, yeah, that was right. And I'm using that just to contour. It's a nice warm bronzer shade. And I'm just applying that to the bottom of my cheekbone, sweeping that in and right up also into my temples. Once you do that, you want to go in for a beige rainbow as well. But this is one of my favorite bronzers. It's a little on the warmer side, which sometimes I'm really into and sometimes I hate it. So today was a good day. I really wanted some warmth. I'm going in real quick too to add a little bit of beige rainbow and doing that on both sides. And then you won't be a pale goddess anymore and you'll have a lot of movement to your face, which is what I wanted. You feel me? You do. I'm doing a little success dance. And then I'm going in with the Marc Jacobs blush. This is one of my favorite shades. It looks like this. It's great. It's like a little bit of bronzer, but it has a little bit of pink in it. I'm angling it just on the side of my brush only, and then from that same side, using it to contour. This is going to give you a little bit of a more localized application, and it's going to help you round out that faux cylinder, which is kind of what contouring is supposed to do. I'm applying that same blush to my eyes because I wanted to get a little bit of a druggy vibe, and I wanted to have I haven't slept in 16 years. So you want to just apply that to your eye. From there, I was kind of realizing that it wasn't quite warm enough, so I grabbed the same blush that I used very sparingly because Becca blushes are pigmented for years, and I'm applying that just to my mobile eyelid, and it's going to give me a little bit of that red tone, and then I'm going to add a little bit of a taupe eyeshadow on top of that to kind of neutralize the red just enough to kind of give me a little bit more of an irritated eye, but do all of this on the top and bottom lid. I'm also applying that blush around my nose, and it gives me the perfect little Santa nose that I'm a little cold. You know what I mean? You like want to snuggle later? Me too. So now I'm going in with that taupe eyeshadow, and I'm just applying it right on top to kind of mute down some of the warmth so we're not too crunchy. And I'm going with a flash color stick in white, again from Makeup Forever, and directly from the stick itself, I'm going to, against the grain of my beard, apply this, and it's going to give me the most pigmented white possible. I've been playing with a lot of different products on how to get my hair true white. I've used MAC acrylics, I've used water-activated face paints, whether they're from MAC, or they're from Mayron, or they're who God knows who, and it's never worked quite as well as this did. The only drawback I would have to say is it is a cream paint, and it's difficult to set with powder, so it could transfer if it touches anything. So other than that, it's literally flawless, and you get some stark white from, because my hair is black, so it goes from black to true white, which is incredible. So once you kind of get it applied to your hair and your beard, I'm going in with a spoolie, and I'm going to comb it. Oh, sorry, I'm going to draw a real quick photo here. I'm going to draw art on my eyebrow because this guy on Google had it, and I thought he was cool looking. So I'm doing that too. And then I'm drawing 2 little lines. Hopefully that doesn't mean like something terrible, but I saw it also on Google, and I decided to throw it in. So now I'm going in with a spoolie, and I'm going to comb my beard, and now it really kind of finalizes. It's not quite as clumpy. It's not very mascara-y looking. It's a little bit more of smooth white hair, which I was obsessed with. And then I'm just going to tuck my regular hair into my hat, add a little bit more blush to kind of give me that little bit of rouge going, because it's, really cold and I am Santa Claus. And then I'm taking a little bit of black eyeshadow on a large fluffy brush just to kind of dirty me up. Get like a little bit of homeless vibe, a little bit of grunge vibe. We gotta make it grungy. We always make things grungy here on my YouTube channel. I mean, we know this. But once you get there, we are all done, my friend. I really hope that you guys like this video. It was definitely a fun little Christmas special. And definitely let me know what you guys want to see for the new year and in 2017. I really hope that you guys gotta go to laugh and like this video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, friends.
Look out of the window with all my heart.